Rajagopal from Ekta Parishad and Jai Jagat, who we will be with in just a couple of weeks in Madurai in South India. We have Living Cities, who is with us, Marina, and your whole community around the world. So many of our global partners who are here, in addition, Co-Creatio Foundation, of course, RICO, UWM, United World Movement, Thomas Legrand driving the car, and the Conscious Food Systems that at UNDP, Conscious Food System Alliance, because conscious food was such a key part in every country of what we shared together. Yes.
And just to add on what Rama is saying, these 3 months and whatever has grown out of it, what was seeded, what was manifested, what is going to grow, wouldn't be possible with grounding it together with all our 20 partner organizations. While now in Africa, some have been particularly active, have been, for example, so much in touch with Purpose Earth in many countries of our journey, and actually
How on earth do we transform our divided and endangered world into an inclusive and regenerative home for the diverse family of life on Earth?
the One Home journey began its epic expedition to every country on Earth on International Peace Day to find the living answers to this collective quest and to champion, catalyze and connect pioneering and aspiring future builders to co-create a future of well-being for all.
And where else could this collective journey for our shared future begin than where life began on Earth oh so long ago, in humanity's original home, Africa.
From September to December 2024, we immersed ourselves with our local partners and communities in the realities of Zimbabwe, South Africa, Lesotho, Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya.
"800 children in 9 innovative schools imagined the future with us. 200 children painted the future they dream of. What a wake-up call to all of us."
620 motivated youths from marginalized rural and urban settings tapped into their purpose and potential as future builders in our integral Youth for the Future workshops convened by local youth-led partner organizations in all countries.
200 women from disempowered, oppressed and violent backgrounds envisioned and enacted their individual and collective power in creative Women for the Earth workshops with 6 local women's initiatives in all countries.
"20 ingenious, homegrown initiatives and enterprises, mostly led by youth women, refugees and indigenous communities, benefiting 135,000 people, received the Home for Humanity Award for the paradigm-shifting contributions to our shared future.
2,000 members of these 20 organizations participated in the One Home Journey's transformative programs, received the award collectively, and were welcomed into Home for Humanity's planetary family of pioneering future builders.
Eight Unity Parks were jointly initiated by communities, universities and organizations across the 6 countries.
Over 500 participants across generations and backgrounds planted indigenous trees and nutritious plants and seeded a shared future of peace and unity with nature and between all cultures on Earth.
4,120 people participated directly in this first African season of the One Home Journey, from rural farms to urban slums, from refugee settlements to indigenous communities, from primary schools to universities across the 6 countries.
Zimbabwe, South Africa, Lesotho,
Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya.
As the One Home Journey moved country to country this African season, hundreds of people worldwide participated in the Earth Family Country Calls to interact with, learn from, and celebrate their African kin.
Country by country, community by community, home by home, and Earth citizen by Earth citizen, we build up together the One Home UnivEARTHsity for inclusive and regenerative future building.
The power of nature, indigenous and perennial wisdom, the dreams of our children, the purpose and potential of our youth, women and refugee leaders, the innovations and pioneering practices of our future builders together.
These constitute the integral Earth curriculum that we need to shape our shared future.
This first African season, the remarkable people, communities and organizations we interacted with gifted us with vital answers to humanity's collective quest.
How do we transform our divided world into an inclusive, regenerative home for the family of life on Earth?
The outstanding African Homes for Humanity and the emerging future builders we met in this first season are now connected in mutual support and collaboration to each other, within each country, across countries, and to the Earth family of future builders worldwide.
As the Earth family expands across all borders, we exponentially accelerate the emergence of a regenerative, inclusive future
of well-being for all life on Earth.
Thank you for waving and encouraging us and also thank you for sharing as friends and colleagues and co-creators continuously your input on how do we improve to communicate what is happening on the ground on an ongoing basis.
And a big thank you, Muzi. Congratulations to you and the whole family for being part of this Earth family celebration while celebrating the great union in your own family. We really appreciate that for the whole Ngwenya family.
Wonderful. In that spirit of the marriage that just took place in Zimbabwe, congratulations, we want to actually get to know our new homes for humanity that emerged in Africa. And some of them are together with us on this call and are going to share some of your wisdom. And we want to invite others actually to comment and to engage with it. So collectively, the chat is open to engage with what we are hearing as we are moving now through this call. And one group of Homes for Humanity is particularly active in indigenous knowledge for the protection of the earth, for the regeneration of nature, culture, and traditional healing. And as such, we know that the co-founder of Dzomo Lamupo, the voice of nature in Venda language, Mfateleni Makatsi, the honorary title of a wise woman in her traditions, Makatsi Mfateleni, is with us on the call today. So we invite you to come on stage, and we would love to invite Thais Corral from Brazil, Sinal do Vale Home for Humanity, and part of the Advisory Council of the United Nations Ecosystem Restoration Decade, and also Thomas Legrand, if you can hear us, as the director of COFSA, Conscious Food Systems Aligned, to be with us. Mfateleni, can you hear us? Can we get you on screen? And Ephraim, if you could pin her.
And while we do that, maybe you could just read out, what we wanted to share this time is literally in the first video, we just shared the extent of how many people we were able to interact with deeply, involve in our programs, which were hosted by our local partners, and really have an impact on. And then we now wanted to focus on the Homes for Humanity. And as you will see, as we mentioned in the video, there were literally 20 of them of all sizes and across so many different sectors, but all of them with a holistic, integral approach which recognizes the interconnected wholeness of life. Though we are sharing them by category, what we want to share is each one of them has this holistic approach. And we want to share just the names of the many which are in this whole category of really working to regenerate our earth based on indigenous knowledge and wisdom. And so just if you share, let me just open the program here so I can share some of their names. Alexander is just trying to get Fatheleni's.
Hey, network.
There you are. Okay, it's your network, Fatheleni. That's beautiful. Alexander, could you just read to us the other Homes for Humanity who are working really, whose focus is regeneration and traditional indigenous wisdom-based regeneration and protection of nature. And Makatsi, you are such a shining example of this. So the floor is yours to share your inspiring message with us.
So here in this category, there are particularly two. The one is the Motong African Heritage Initiative, working with African healing plants in South Africa with the traditional Dr. Ndate Mabena, who can't join us today. And then we are turning straight to Makatsi Mfateleni to share with us the voice of nature, which you and your organization represent so powerfully. And Ephraim, if you could pin her, please, because we just got her in.
Yes, I'm here. The network is bad, but I will keep on trying.
There we go. We got it. There, we see you, dearest.
We got you. And perhaps you can also pin Thomas and Thais. Mfateleni, the floor is yours. Share with us about the power of nature, just for a couple of minutes, about your work, about your wisdom from Venda country.
It's our greeting. And thank you for this gathering. All these gatherings are happening purposefully for us to bring the one home, one habitat. As from us, our organization when we gather from the elder women and young men, youth, children. We gather on the voice of calling ourselves Zomolamupo. Zomolamupo is the voice of natural creation, the voice of that created everything which is naturally created. And we raise this voice because Mopo is the creation of everything. Mopo is natural creation. Mopo, we believe, is that spirit which created everything. Everything which is not only to Mopo. Looking at nature, we say it's Mopo. Looking at up there at the sky, we say it's the Mopo. The sun, the moon, the stars, we call it is Mopo light. Everything which, even ourselves, human, we are Mopo. The habitat where everything belongs is Mopo because it's manufactured anyway. And Mopo is the spirit. Mopo is also the spirit of our ancestors. This is how we are in Zomolamupo. But our core focus as Zomolamupo, we look at the sacred forest. Sacred forest is that Ripo. And this is the dense area of the forest, where you will find the waterfall, you will find the cave, you will find lots of life. Then the message for one home, home of humanity, we need to bring that home because that home is no longer there. We are looking for how do we bring that? And to bring that home, we look at Mopo gave us life systems. Mopo gave us water. Mopo gave us air, which we breathe. And all this depends on the forest, the indigenous forest. But we need to say the last remaining forest, last remaining water in the river, in the wetland and city, we should call, even our meditation, Mopo, 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 Mopo. Mopo will listen to us. Mopo will look at us. Mopo. Mopo, Mopo, Mopo.
Dearest Patuleni, let us call on everyone. This is truly, it was our first learning coming into South Africa, was the power of Mupo. So let us just echo with Makadzi, Patuleni, Mupo, Mupo, Mupo.
Mupo.
And as we say it, let us feel the power of life, of nature, of everything that is life and Mupo fill ourselves. So thank you for this. This was the most beautiful opening, dearest Makadzi, of this call with your blessing, with your calling forth the power of life, the power of nature. Thank you. You know, with this opening of Indigenous wisdom, we want to go straight to something which is extremely powerful. You see, as we shared, we have honored 20 remarkable organizations, from small ones, recent ones, to very long-standing ones across these 6 countries. But they also, remarkably, we have inaugurated what we are calling the Ecosystem Award, the Home for Humanity Ecosystem Award, where it's more than just one organization, where one movement or initiative is actually acting as an ecosystem, activating an entire bioregion or an entire community. In this case, we are very happy because one is in a refugee settlement, the Naki Valley refugee settlement, and the other one, Laura, you will be only too happy to know, as you followed over the last few weeks, is a partner of and a grantee of Purpose Earth, which is also our partner. It is in the Savo Conservancy area, and we want to start with that. So one in the pure natural area of Kenya, and the other in a refugee settlement in Uganda. So we want to honor these two, and we call first upon the communities which are here. We know that Steve, you are in here, and we call you forth. Stephen Musau.
And Ephraim, if you could please pin Stephen and Nelly Musyoka.
And I believe
and see if the Mangalete community is in. Johnston Munyao is in from the drama club.
Yeah, Nelly is in. And Nelly, just turn on your video so we can pin you. Wonderful. So this is really very important because it shows how starting from simply igniting people's highest purpose, especially those who are suffering the worst circumstances of the economic, political, and social systems we live in today, and starting their homes for humanity. But as we grow into ecosystemic change across an entire community or communities of communities, how have an impact. Tuma is backing you. Wanted Thais and Tuma to speak about the, no? Okay. Oh, they would speak after this.
I think so. Now that you brought already,
be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's bring the new ecosystem in, and then Thomas and Thais would love to hear your voices to come in. We assume that some fall out continuously because there are issues with connectivity. Nelly, can you hear us? Could you unmute and come in? We can't yet hear you. Yes,
Yes,
there
I'm
you
trying
are.
to talk. I
Oh
don't
my
know if
gosh.
you can hear me.
Now we can hear and see you.
Even Johnson, I think Johnson is talking. I can hear his voice as well.
Yes, if he turns on his video.
Nelly, it looks like we have lost Stephen.
Yeah.
And Nelly together are the holistic conservationists, also rooted in ZSL, strongly supported also by our partner organization, Purpose Earth, who actually lead a unique approach to holistic conservation, community-led. And Nelly, could you share about this and the work you're doing with the communities on the ground?
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm Nelly Musyoka. I work for ZSL, that is Zoological Society of London. I work closely with a colleague named Stephen Musau. Unfortunately, he is struggling with network issues, and I'm sure he's going to join us when the network is fine. We've received some heavy rainfalls here, so that's why we are having network issues. And also in the call, I can see we have Johnston. Johnson is also a member of one of the groups that we are working with them here. So we are working with communities, that is indigenous peoples and local communities that live next to a protected area, that is Savo West National Park. And the fact that these communities live near a protected area, they face some challenges, for example, human-wildlife conflict. They also face we are experiencing climate changes now, and that's why we aiming to mobilize them and to empower them, to see them start conserving from their end. And that's why we call it community-led conservation. So when Alex and Rama visited, they had the privilege of visiting 3 groups in the area, and these groups are really active, ensuring that they are conserving using their indigenous knowledge. One of the group that was named to join the Home for Humanity took the role and took the first mandate of starting to conserve by looking at one of the springs in their region that was almost going dry, and they started conservation efforts. That is, for example, planting trees and starting nurseries, and also using their indigenous knowledge, that is the Kamba culture, to bring it on board to ensure that the younger generation also have an understanding of what was done in the past years, so that also they can understand on how they can protect our environment. The other two groups, one, I think Johnson is present as well. They are using drama to pass out conservation messaging, where they are doing poems and also skits to pass out information on how to conserve and the importance of conserving. The other group has set up their site on a very interesting area where there is a stone, an historical stone that has an exciting and awesome story behind it. I think Alex and Rama had the time to interact with the elders and understand the perspective of it. And ultimately, this is just to empower these community members to come together, take the mandate and see the importance of conserving, and we want to empower them so that they can start their efforts from their end. We always say that the community is right, humanity taking the lead, everything goes on so well. So I don't know if Johnson, you have something to say. At least you can say hi to the team. I think Johnson cannot hear us, but all in all, we are super grateful to be here, super grateful to be onboarded. Johnson, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can try to say something and a little bit of the
Yes.
drama.
Yeah, we are.
You can say something about the drama club and what you've been doing.
Hi.
Please go ahead, Johnson. I think the line is breaking. I can still see their image on my side. So you know what we'll do for a second? I'm just going to show some beautiful videos where you can see Johnston's community and the two other communities.
Yes,
And then
we are
Dear friends, we are struggling to bring the world on screen, but
last
technology.
time we went to the national festival and we become.
What we are going to do, we are going to share a couple of images to share the experience we had on the ground, in particular showing how in these three communities, catalyzed by Stephen and Nelly, the cultural reconnection was a major force to build new approaches, to more holistic, connected approaches, to restoration, to reconciliation and peace with nature and with animals.
First, this is the Kamungi Theatre Group of Johnston, which just won the first prize.
Dear Rama, we don't have the voice.
Can you hear now?
No.
The other one.
Cultural.
There's no voice.
So now, we call upon Thais Coral and Thomas Legrand, as well as Laura Rose, to just join us in handing over the first ever Ecosystem Award of the 2 Ecosystem Awards we are giving today. And you could perhaps, Laura, as this is a Purpose Earth grantee and this remarkable work was supported with your generous support, please, if you could read out the title of this award, that would be most beautiful. And we will just pin you.
Oh, don't pin me. I won't be able to read it. So,
Oh, is that so?
well, I think it's, I don't know. I think right now I can read it, but if
I
you,
think, okay, I think you should be able to. Let me give it a try, because we would
okay.
love to see you on the screen, and it should still show up. Let us know. Does that work for you?
It works for me. Yeah. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
pinned, but that's fine. This is lovely. How beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous certificate. So it's, does it say the Kithio Kitu?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this is a recognition of the Kithio Kitu Uthwi Witu Uni Witu, our culture, our wealth, our tomorrow, for cultural and community-led conservation of nature in East Savo, Kenya, convened by Stephen Musan and Nelly Muskoyoko, is herewith honored and recognized as an exemplary home for humanity ecosystem for your innovative transformation of conflict between nature, wildlife, and humans into collective coexistence and well-being through cultural renewal and community co-ownership. And these people are so extraordinary. This is a beautiful, beautiful recognition of Stephen and of Nellie and all of the people in this community who are finding a path to bringing together the deep need for understanding of nature and the compatibility of humankind to be able to live together. This is really beautiful. Thank you so much for your recognition and honor of this. And thank you, Nellie and Stephen, for all you do.
Thank you.
Laura. And it's beautiful that on this journey, we could really synergize with Purpose Earth partners and really recognize the innovative, transformative work. We would just love to hear, we should say Thomas and Thais, because food and conscious food is so vital to our foundational home for humanity, Sinal. Literally in all the 3 communities, in the space of 4 hours, they managed to feed us. Oh, wonderful. Samson has just come in from Muliloni in time. So we just spotlight him as well as he joins. We literally were fed 2 times. It was such a show of hospitality. And I need to literally show you how I left the Muliloni community dressed in their clothes and sent off, asked to come out of a hut carrying 30 mangoes in this basket, like a good traditional woman carrying this basket full of mangoes. So you can appreciate the hospitality and the gifting culture which these communities of communities have demonstrated. So we just highlight Samson and ask Thais, first you as well as Thomas to just say a word of welcome and appreciation to this ecosystem.
Yeah, I don't know who goes first, me?
You,
Thais, go ahead.
please.
Okay, so nice to meet all of you, and congratulations for this first part of the journey, and the one which I think I was listening with a lot of appreciation and really inspiration for what you not only what we have doing, but all these people involved. And what I have to say is that I think that the local, like the place-based ecosystem stewardship, which I think is what Nelly and Stefan do in this Kitu, I don't know if they pronounce like this, is what I feel that is the next like vision for all of us. No, we have also spent the whole year like crafting and articulating the Recôncavo da Guanabara bioregion, only for food systems, but also for the local economies, no, for local economy that can replace the current extractivist economy in the frame of the G20 that Brazil, the Sherpa track was the bioeconomy, and we actually launched a whole series of dialogues on the regenerative economy. So I think it is certainly an example of a regenerative economy, and also a local, a place-based stewardship project, Earth stewardship example, and I would like to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thais. Also to mention, Thais, all your work on bioregions. This here is a beautiful example also for the activation of an entire bioregion. Thomas Legrand, Director of COFSA, Conscious Food Systems Alliance. Your reflections, your appreciation, please. What's on your mind?
Well, just amazed by the richness of your journey, and I have a sense, I've not followed everything, but I have a sense that the journey, you don't make a journey, the journey is making you, and it goes, a bit uncontrolled, and I can feel all the passion and the expansion of this journey. And yeah, thank you for shining the lights on all these amazing community-led initiatives that are really, these islands in a fragmented world that you're bringing together, and you're connecting us also to them, and we are building this ecosystem actually. From our perspective, with the Conscious Food Systems Alliance, which is convened by the United Nations Development Programme, we think that the change that needs to happen need as a foundation to be based on a cultural, on a spiritual renewal, on a regeneration of humanity and communities. So I'm really looking forward to learn much more about what you have seen in all these initiatives, and I'm congratulating Nelly and Stephen for their beautiful work. Inviting also everyone with which our work on conscious food resonate. I will share, especially at the moment from Africa, because we are about to launch Conscious Food Systems Leadership Program specifically for Africa. It's free, it's for members, and it's free and easy to become a member. So I will share some information in your chat, and I look forward to engaging with all of you, in particular Nelly, Stephen, and with Rama and Alexander. I look forward to how we can strengthen our partnership and contribute to bring our communities together, and to bring your message to all the people we are working with. So congratulations for the great work, and looking forward to come together increasingly closer. Thank you so much for the inspiration.
Thank you so much, Thomas. And I guess we can all feel also there was such a longing also of the communities. Nelly, speaking now also to you, to be part of these global emergency, the development that is taking place. So here I think we can collectively do a great step together, as Nelly and Stephen are building and strengthening the ecosystems on the ground. We just lost, I saw also the chairman of the Sacred Mountain of the Mulilini community, Samson Mulinzi, who wanted to speak now, but technology isn't fully on our side. But gratitude And congratulations again to this unique local ecosystem in Kenya. And we are now trying, and touch wood please, that we are moving now into the Nakivale refugee settlement in Uganda. And here's another very, very exciting ecosystem of innovative organizations across all sectors emerging. And Evrim, help us to bring in the Nakivale community, Rufin, Kungwa, and Roger Kivatsi.
And Fiona will just join via WhatsApp because she's not able to enter the call.
So touch wood, everyone, let's see what's possible. And these calls are so vital to bring us really into this global dialogue. Thank you, Thomas and Thais and Laura for sharing and building and co-creating. So we unpin and repin. Let's see how we get there. Rufin, can you hear us? Open the mic already.
Video, please. Only if you put on your video, we are able to pin you.
Yes, hello everyone. I think you can, okay, Roger is already pinned there.
Very
Hi,
good. We can see you and hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, as you can see us, we are all of us here with
hey,
for those ones who don't know me, we are with.
I'm Fiza Iget. Melian Muhesi.
And we have our brother here. This guy is
This is Rogers Kivatsi, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, together this is a collection of different organizations that have come together here, and where we are actually, we are at Unfold Voices studio, where we always hold different videos and in order to share stories, and Melian is going to share more about it. And I believe that the great purpose which brought us is to attend the call and also share with others what we do. Currently leading full circle learning, and I'm also in the team of Home for Humanity, and the work that we do in order to bring everyone together on the board so that we can co-create this platform. At Full Circle Learning, we are based in education, and what we do, we train teachers. We want them to help young people to embrace their role of community change agents and community leaders. Through that, we train them with the model that we call fostering future leaders, which lead us to reach our goal. And apart from that, we also engage them in what we call wisdom exchange, where we bring children, these students from different places in order to share what they do, and other people would also learn from them. Then at Home for Humanity, I'm there also to represent refugees wherever they are, and from Nakivale to the whole Uganda, and then outside of Uganda, in order to bring them and raise their voices wherever they are and the work that they do. So I'll also give the time to my fellows to also speak something little in short. I don't know. Unfold is you are hosting us.
You are hosting us.
Hello, this is Melian from Unfold Voices. I'm here. I'm supposed to be with my colleague called Ishara, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it. Yeah, Unfold Voices, it's a platform actually. It's a studio. We have a small studio in the camp, which is where we are hosting Home for Humanity in Nakivale today. It's a dynamic platform aimed to give the voice to refugees. So our aim is to foster the voice of refugees and make sure refugees can be heard, and also share their stories, celebrate their successes, and as well share their struggles, knowing that they are not alone in what they are up to. So in short, that's what Unfold Voices, and we are so happy to be here today.
If you don't mind that we come in, Milian, since this is an Earth family celebration, and since we started by celebrating the wedding yesterday, or is it today? Yesterday, of Musi's sister, this beautiful woman you see here is a new bride. She was married to Ishara on the 14th of December, and it was such a great celebration for the whole refugee settlement and for the world, because these are two young leaders who chose to come back to this refugee settlement to really uplift it through Ishara's school called Arise, which is also a home for humanity, and through Unfold Voices, which becomes a media partner of the One Home journey, which we are delighted for. So we have been part of this wedding celebration as well, and it's lovely that this meeting could happen in your studio. And Rufin we call our Lumumba II, a great leader in this community, and he will be the coordinator of this ecosystem. He's a great Pan-Africanist and a universalist, and we want to hear as well Huguette, who is very keen to be an empowerment for women, and Roger, a word from you, and then Rufin to mention some of the others in this ecosystem who aren't with you today.
Hi everyone, I'm so glad to be here. My name is Feza Iget. I'm also a member of Home for Humanity, and I also volunteer at Full Circle Learning. That's only what I do. Thank you so much.
I think you are passionate about women's rights and women empowerment, and that's what you are driving also in the community.
Here at Home for Humanity, I like to empower women, and my mission is to see where every woman have the right to access opportunities that are being here in Akiva refugees camp. Also seeing vulnerable families, everyone, especially young as adolescents and children, having the access to opportunity. This is what I would like to do, and I may say this is my mission here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We hand over to Roger Kivazi. Just say a couple of words on how your organization fits into this ecosystem. And Evrim, at the same time, please spotlight Vera Music, which is also part and which is on the call. Roger, over to you.
Well, thank you so much. We are happy to join from Nachivale refugee camp. I know when everyone hear about refugees, they have the picture of seeing the vulnerability of these people. But let everyone know that refugees are really not vulnerable, and let's know that they have talent, they have potentials, they have gifts, they have dreams that can also contribute to the change of the world. So this aligns well with me, who was once a refugee from Nachivale, and I mean from the Republic Democratic of Congo, and I found myself in Nachivale. Back in Congo, I had a passion in education. I wanted to join university and become an engineer, but this didn't happen just due to what happened to me, and I found myself in Nachivale. But this passion didn't stop from there. Reaching in Nachivale, I realized that I need to really focus on education, and this becomes now a bigger opportunity whereby I met a young brother of mine, a brother that I call a brother, but I never knew him. So we co-created an organization called New Talent for the Best Future. This organization is aiming to give children, vulnerable children, these children that are not having parents like we are not having parents, these children that are dropping out of school due to resources, due to things that are beyond their control. We said, no, we cannot stop. We need to create a space where these children will be coming and learn, and we give them a chance for education, because we believe that every child has something within them, regardless of their background, their nationality, what they faced, their stories. They do have something that can contribute to the change of this planet. So the New Talent came in to give them a free learning space whereby these children join. After joining, we get to identify what they have within, their talent within themselves, and their passion for the future. By the time that they're with us, we give them a free learning space, and we call the place that we teach them, we call it a home, because we want to give these children homes away from their homes. And this idea came in, and it's straight to our passion. And our mission is to see at least one child being able to write their names. So it relates well to the vulnerability that we have and the vulnerability that we are in. But we said we cannot stop ourselves to not also give these vulnerable children a space where they can also explore the different potentials that they have within them. We have been doing this ever since 2020, and now we are giving a chance to 125 children a space. Let me remind you that these children are vulnerable. Most of them are orphans like we are, but we give them a space to education and to the future, because we believe these are the future leaders, and they can contribute on the change that we want to see in this planet. And yeah, being here and being recognized as One Home for Humanity and a home for humanity at New Talent for the Best Future gives us a step ahead towards our mission of making the world a better place for these vulnerable children. It's such a pleasure being here, and I'm glad that we've come together as one family so we can conquer those unconquered problems and make sure that we make the world a better place for everyone. It's just a pleasure, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, you have had great voices from all the people who are making this this ecosystem to shine a lot. This was Roger leading best New Talent for the Best Future, and I'm leading Full Circle Learning. She's there also for women empowerment and Unfold Voices, led by Melian. And actually, these are the people who are making this ecosystem to shine a lot, without even forgetting Vera Music, which is there already, and
Just
these are
give me a second, Rufin. What we'll do is we will just see a little second of New Talent for the Best Future, which Roger just described. And then indeed we hand back to you, Roger, for we have a little music also and a dance by Vera, which you will introduce, just to get a feel. Okay, sorry. I just said just a second, Rufin, share a little glimpse of New Talent for our guests. Oops, sorry. The sound again is.
Do you want to be alert? Yeah.
So this was a moment of giving you a feeling of what we experience in New Talent for the Best Future is one member of the ecosystem. And over to you once more, Rufin, to share about other members in the ecosystem, how you're working on the ground. And I think there's another cultural member of the ecosystem with us.
Yes, we always say I always refer this to what Fatou Diom, a Senegalese writer who wrote that Partir c'est devenir un tombombila. It's like when we leave our countries, we always carry on our stories and everything that we have. So in order to avoid people to forget their cultures and their tradition, that's the idea came into the mind of these young people of Vera Music to come with another way of rebirthing or making alive the culture in order those young generations to not forget their cultures back because they didn't even live in their countries. So that's why the idea came in to create this group so that they can keep on making their culture alive, and maybe people can learn different languages from them as they mix. It's a mix of different nationalities. They always sing in different languages there, and this is something great. You're going to hear a word from them. And then we also have November, as it is also written November, but they were trying to join. Unfortunately, they didn't make it because of the network issues. But at least they're also part of us, and they also empower women and vulnerables here in Nakivale and Orochinga settlements. And apart from that, we could also have James Winika, who is the leader of the ACBON. This is the Association of Community-Based Organization in Nakivale, which is considered as an umbrella of all the CBOs in Nakivale. And actually, that was really amazing. I don't know if our brothers could only add on something as we are wrapping up.
Perhaps let's watch the video, dear Israel, and then enjoy that. So we're just asking Evreem to share the video of Vera Music in action as they welcomed us in Nakivale.
Na muzika yakayaga benwe lumbulwe mukolwa yana teta tukunge mikolwa bakombaga wetekola mkoto wetu wade sisi saidi leza kukengele umukolwa wetekola umukolwa wetekola wekukunga via muzika kete batata twateta kete bamawe na teta kete nene roja sena kemana ine niyete kangu kaba kwambaga misika ya zene baete simana na bandi kulia nebimoka kuya kujonda mukolwa kete kuya kuyela kete kuya malongesho kete.
Thank you so much. That was Vera Music in action, one of the members, a cultural member of the ecosystem. And we are coming now to a very short ceremony of handing over the certificate. And we want to ask our dear friend and colleague, Dr. EXEMPLARY, kindly in India, and Jean Favre in Geneva to come on screen and to hand over this recognition to this new ecosystem. Mira, can you hear us and see us? And Jean, could we have you with us on video? There is Mira. Good evening.
Yes. Mira, worked all your life with refugees, so please do go ahead. And Jean.
Yes, and it's a very emotional moment for me. And I'm so happy to see that refugees are now going to play a stronger role, have a stronger voice, and will work with Home for Humanity to unite with refugees all over. They are definitely the best agents of change. We know that, we have seen it. And every single opportunity they get, they're ready to fly with it. It's just that it's so difficult for them to move forward quite often. So I'm quite emotional listening to everybody. And I thank you for bringing them into this.
Thank you, Mira, from the bottom of our
Mira.
heart. So special to have you with us, and we know what it means to you.
Thank you.
Maybe hand over to Jean Favre in Geneva.
Well, I want to thank you so very much for what you are doing. And also the fact that you have explained so clearly the philosophy and the spirit and the activity. It is important that we all share and can rely on each other. You are our brothers and sisters in the human family, and we're discovering each other, and we are learning from each other, and we've learned a lot from you, and we want to thank you very, 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 very much. We need to convey all these initiatives to the entire world beyond our group, and we shall do so. We will make sure that the example that you're giving to the world will be going far, far, far beyond this group that is listening to you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can I request one of you to read out the certificate so people can really feel how proud we are, how honored we are about this new ecosystem, Home for Humanity in a refugee settlement that's transforming not just a refugee settlement, but our world with their leadership, with their care, with their courage.
I can do that if you like.
Please, Mira.
Yeah. All right. Nyumba ya Ilomoja, Home for Unity, for transformative community-led initiatives in the Nakivale Refugee Settlement, Uganda, hosted by Rufin Kungwa, is herewith honored and recognized as an exemplary Home for Humanity ecosystem for your collective transformation of a refugee resettlement into an inclusive home for all, and for embodying the compassionate, creative, and selfless leadership we need for our future. Awarded on Saturday, 21st December, 2024. I congratulate you all. There's another line at the bottom, but I think that's
that is
the title, yeah.
Beautiful. And just to, so that you know, those of you, all of you in Nakivale, that here you have Mira Sethi, who has been a leader of the IOM, the UN International Migration Organization, first across Africa, her beloved continent where she worked much of her life, then in Asia and the Middle East as well. And Jean Fabre has been the director in Geneva of UNDP, really championing the big movements for poverty eradication, for citizenship participation, and for caring for each other. And that's why, Jean, we wanted you to speak now, because what you believe in, le prendre soin l'un de l'autre, c'est vraiment ce que nos partenaires à Nakivale, ils sont des exemples vraiment de cela, de prendre soin l'un de l'autre. Et voilà.
Yes.
Merci.
Yes, indeed. And this is so magnificent and comforting and moving to know that everywhere you have people like you who are taking care of other people and of nature, of which we are a part. We should never forget that. And who believe in the capacity of every individual to act as a brother or a sister to the rest of the human family, that we are governed within administrative borders, but we are a single family and we must take care of each other. And you are a living example of that. And thank you, thank you, thank you so much for doing what you do. and we are extremely grateful, and we'll invite the rest of the world to join. I mean, this One Home journey is also there to whet the appetite of other people, because the media are giving us so many bad news. They are focusing on that. We want to focus on the good news. There are good people like you who are doing really an exemplary work. I mean, what you are doing there in Africa is an absolute example for people in Europe, you know, to work with the refugees. And we have so many of these things all over the world. So this is what we want to make grow. And throughout this One Home journey, we'll make it grow because we're all committed to sharing the news, sharing the good news, and spreading the good news. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sean and Mira, for being here with us, and really to our young people in the Nakivale refugee settlement, feel our pride and our deep admiration for the work that you are doing on the ground. And just also very beautiful to know that Rufin Kungba is now taking on within the larger network and alliance the role of a coordinator for refugee and youth-led initiatives, Homes for Humanity across the planet. This will be another way of really lifting the onto a planetary level altogether. And friends,
let us just mention also that Jean is the co-president of the new Home for Humanity Family Association in Geneva, and Mira is the vice president of the Home for Humanity Family Association, the bank account of which just opened. You all know our gifting culture. If you go to our gifting culture page, which I request Muzi or Evrim to put on the screen, you will see the most beautiful video of Ugeta and Rufin and Roger explaining to Purpose Earth grantee, refugee from the Rhino refugee camp. We were all together in Sina, and they're explaining to him our gifting bag and how we carry gifts from one home to another home. So really this prendre soin l'un de l'autre, loving each other, which carries through. So do visit that page and spread that page to others so that incredible ecosystems and homes for humanity, like those you met and those you are just going to meet, led by young leaders, and next, as you'll see, led by young women, can be supported as we continue this journey of becoming one family.
So, absolutely. And as we are going back into gallery view, dear Evrim, we just want to highlight once more this step of moving towards from Homes for Humanity, which they are now by now already about 65 around across all continents, moving also to Home for Humanity ecosystems, working in an ecosystemic way together, is a big step for us also as we accelerate and enlarge our efforts. And you have actually experienced today, on the one hand, community-led initiatives, then youth-led and refugee-led initiatives in Nakivale. And we want to do a short focus as well on another very important field that, that really enriched this Africa journey, which is women-led initiatives. And as such, we want to invite Josephine and the sisters Josephine and Sarah, who are the co-founders, among others, of the Kuzubira, which means hope. Kuzubira Women Foundation, and then we have, this is in Uganda, and I do think we also have Matsapiso with us from Lesotho and South Africa, a formidable green women entrepreneur. I hope we get the three ladies together on screen, representing 3 different homes for humanity among themselves. And let's see what technology allows us. There are already the 2 sisters. Welcome to Sarah Nakibule and to Josephine, her sister. Matsapiso, are you still with us?
Ready for your beautiful words and inspiring statements. And maybe, Josephine, you could also mention that you are, besides Kusubira, the Sina side, and Sarah, the Swift Sand side. So we get really a sense of your leadership across the spectrum.
Thank you.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much, Rama and Alexander, for the great initiative, for the great work that you're doing. Thank you, the entire team of Home for Humanity. We are very, very, very proud and happy to be part of this. You really give us a sense of belonging, and we feel loved, cherished, and then also supported. Yes, Kusuria Women Foundation is an initiative that is based in Impiji, in a village upper at Jangu International. And basically, we are empowering marginalized teenage mothers to be able to become social entrepreneurs to sustain themselves. We are a team of 3 energetic and well-motivated ladies. It's me, with my sister Nashimba Josephine, and we have another team member who resides in Austria. She's called Ronia, who is part of our team. And why we chose to do this, it's because we realized that after the COVID pandemic, many girls became pregnant. They dropped out of school. But after dropping out of school, many men had to leave them to sustain themselves with their children. Remember, these are young girls who can't sustain themselves. They don't have a source of income. So we had to find the better way how to support on how they can come up with their own employment to sustain themselves. So that's why we started Kusubira Women Foundation. Basically, the word Kusubira, it's a Uganda word that means hope. So with us, we are that can be able to see a future, can be able to have that they don't give up on themselves, their lives, and then their children. And basically, we're giving them trainings, mostly in personal development, professional development, and as well as ICT training, because we've realized that the world is going digital. So we have to provide them skills in ICT on how to better market their products. Yes, we do the crochet trainings where women produce different products.
Josephine, maybe you jump in because it looks like someone. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you very much. Nachimba Josephine is my name. I'm the big sister to the little princess, Nachibule Sarah, a team of 3. As she said already, we are so honored to be here. Yes, so we do crochet trainings as well, apart from ICT trainings. And during these crochet trainings, we come together and support each other, have a family. So during the crochet trainings, we talk about so many stories. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes,
we are.
And
Thank you. Yes, so during these crochet trainings, we not only just crochet, but it's a crochet that is based on healing, sisterhood, and also coming together. So as we are crocheting, we tell stories. Everyone can tell a story, and then we get to learn from each other and support each other. The stories we tell the stories that have made different women go through a lot. And by the time we leave the crocheting, we support each other so that by the time we leave, everyone is feeling much better, feeling much relieved, and is getting more hope within themselves to move to the next level. So after the trainings, our trainings take around 16 weeks, but we only start on Saturday because we believe that during the weekly days, women also have some other things to concentrate on to be able to get a living for themselves and also their children. So on Saturday, we study half day, and after that, the 16 weeks, we support the women with interest-free material loans, whereby they are able to start up a business that can enable them earn an income, at least more than $3 a day, to be able to take care of themselves, their basic needs, plus also their entire families. Yes, we are a baby startup. We started in 2022, and yes, we are very happy to be part of the journey. and we are being hosted at Jangu International. That's where we hold our workshops. We also support women who are passionate about fashion to be able to produce different items to get a living. And right now we are having three single mothers in the fashion section. We are glad to be here.
Josephine, you had a powerful statement as well, a vision statement you wanted to share with us. So do share that as well. And
okay, just a minute.
Sure. And while you find that, I want to just share for everyone that the powerful story of Josephine and Sarah, who themselves, when their mother passed on, lived in the slums of Kampala, where Sarah got her passion to help others who got very sick because of the sanitary conditions and created Safe San, this incredible product which is transforming the sanitation in slums and public schools. And Sarah is only 26 and Josephine is all of 30. So really exceptional, this youth women leadership with so much love, with so much passion. And Josephine, your statement has been found. Go ahead.
Okay, maybe before I share the statement, I just have, I started working at the age of 21 and I've been working with youth. So I have experience with youth empowerment, and I'm also working for Jangu International Stroke Social Innovation Academy as a character development trainer and a life coach. I'm a certified life coach supporting people to discover themselves, to pursue their purpose and passions, and transform lives. So I'm glad to be part of the journey. Yes, so yes, as Kusubira, we are unlocking the potential of one woman at a time. Yes, empowering their mothers through economic opportunities, hence creating a ripple effect of positive change in families, community, and the society at large. We believe that if we work together, we are able to reach far, and then we are able also to support one another, live the best versions of themselves, be happy. And if you want to walk far, we walk together. But if you want to walk fast, you just walk alone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josephine. And also Sarah, who dropped out. Technology is tough on us today. But just one line to mention, as we learn in future more about your initiative, which also includes your work with SINA, the Social Innovation Academy in Uganda, is really also their work towards creating regenerative livelihood and working towards new economic systems. And as such, if I move over to our dear friend Matsepiso from Lesotho and South Africa, who is, as you can see, all immersed in green. So the color green from head to toe is very prominent in this lady's life, who is building livelihood based on organic agriculture and products. And very briefly, Matsepiso, because we're going to learn more from each other in our websites and through other means.
And through the breakout groups that we had planned to have, but we didn't expect to go so behind time. But we will still have the breakout groups very shortly after we hear from you. So please, Matsepiso, your beautiful statement and vision.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so my name is Matsepiso, like we say, and I come from Lesotho originally, and I'm based in South Africa, and I have opened the Green Business College both in Lesotho and South Africa. What we do at the college is to give people hope and healing through food. We want to introduce them to the green economy, and saving energy, saving water, being efficient, but also producing, because we don't want to be consumers only. Going back to basics, our grandmothers were not sick, but we are now sick. There's cancer, there is high blood pressure, there is sugar diabetes because of what we eat. So we are healing ourselves and our nations with the food, and that's our food, our love language as well. So we teach climate smart skills, and we inspire young people, old people, and communities and youth to really go back to agriculture, because we have the land, we have the climate, and we have been blessed with the people, the resources themselves. And our parents used to sustain us, you know, but now we really buy food which is so full of pesticides, and hence people are so sick. So food is everything to us. We heal people with food, and we love people with food, and we want to inspire people to go back to basics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matsepiso Makebane from Lesotho. And you know, one thing that Matsepiso didn't speak a lot about today, it's also her deep-rootedness in her own culture, in the Basotho culture, in the Lesotho, and very much of your work in food and healing. Healing now comes very strongly also into the conversation, is rooted actually in your own cultural heritage. And with this difference, we are aware, as usual, because it's so incredibly rich, what is now in the collective offering. We went a bit over time. So here's a suggestion on how we are moving forward. We do have our two co-chairs, Professor Dr. Jean Houston and Dr. Youssef Mahmoud with us from America, from Tunisia. We would love to hear you coming in also on reflecting back on what is now emerging in this growing field. We will keep the mic also thereafter open because we want to keep the conversation going and also even have, if so wanted, a breakout group or a breakthrough group that is still possible. But we want to honor at the same time that we are not going too much over time. So we are going to move towards an interim conclusion, and then we keep the mic open. So let's see if we can manage to bring our dear Jean and Youssef on the screen next to each other.
Jean, if you would just put your video on.
Video on, and if you could open the mic, see if we can. We see already Youssef joining us. Assalamu alaikum. Good to see you.
Is it possible to start your video and then we can pin you? Jean has been very ill, but she was determined, though it's still about 6 o'clock her time in Oregon, to be with us on this call, and we are delighted. But Youssef, please do go ahead. I keep the women around you because I know that you are so keen on women's leadership, and Jean, you'll be only too happy that you're joining just as we add the spotlight on these exceptional women leaders around the world. Around Africa, sorry. Josephine, Sarah, do put on your video if you can, Sarah.
Hello there, can you hear me?
Jean, we can hear you.
Yes, we start with Youssef, so we give you the last word here.
Okay, can I talk to one of you just privately for a moment, please?
Surely, I'll just call you Jean.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So may I then, dear Youssef, if you want to start, we are just muting Jean, just a second.
Please.
Yes. Jean, if you can hear me, Rama is going to call you, but at the same time, we are ready, dear Youssef, to hear and learn from and with you.
Thank you very much. I am in awe of what I have heard and learned. Each time I listen to these extraordinary pioneers, I change my understanding of home, my understanding of leadership. It's just unbelievably moving. Thank you so much for educating us, for letting us appreciate what it means to be on this one home journey. What struck me is the unbelievable capacity of these evolutionary pioneers to harness the invisible, to befriend what we have othered so we can belong in one home. Whether what we have othered is women, or what we have othered are refugees, or what we have othered is nature, or what we have othered is our inner capacity and inner agency, regardless of our outward appearances. So thank you for that. For example, being a refugee and crossing a border, you don't stop being a teacher or a poet or a nurse. You carry that with you. And yet we tend to be identified with what we have become despite us, and we forget all the other resources we bring. So thank you for this moving demonstration what it is like to be together as oases of coherence in this sea of chaos that we are going through. And we live in a system that requires so much healing because the system is traumatized, it's lost. And you are bringing us home through all your unbelievable initiatives in agriculture, in education, in leadership. I am humbled by what I have heard. And thank you, Rama and Alexander, for bringing us so close to these incredibly courageous and wonderful leaders from our mother continent, Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, dearest Youssef. Jean, I wasn't able to get through to you, but it's so powerful to hear you, dear Youssef. You've been with us every step of the journey. And Jean, we wouldn't have made it here. We wouldn't have had the kind of experiences in every country if we weren't really building on all of what we have done together and on your life's work, on social artistry, on human potential. So really what we are doing is fulfilling your life's work, your life's dream. And you've been with us every step, especially when we faced great adversities and calamities. You always knew, and you stayed up all night supporting us through this and ensuring we made it safely through. So we are so grateful to you. You were very, very sick the last few days, and still you've woken up to be with us. We are sharing your incredible power and strength with your presence over here. You know, what we want to do is, we are aware we are behind time, but we really wanted this time that we could all be together as one Earth family on the screen. If any of you need to leave, please know that with our elders, Youssef and Jean, having spoken, the official part of this call is closed, but we invite all of us to stay on. We stay for a moment in the big circle, and for those of you who would like to get to know each other better, we literally have all continents, you know, Chile and Mexico, as much as Tunisia and the US, and you know, every part of the world is here, India and so on. So Nigeria, Nepal, South Africa. So if you have a moment, it would be beautiful that you stay on and we can communicate in small groups. But right now we just leave the floor open so we can hear some of you who've been with us in and out. We want to give a special thanks to our core team, Musi, who you met in the very beginning, and Evrim, who's been hosting this call, Tatiana, who's very ill today, Arjuna, who's jumped in when we've needed his help, and Marjoline and Andrea, who are our Earth ambassadors, but also our angels, who have been our angels in communication, in social media and press, every step of the way. Watts and I, who was on the call earlier, who we picked up and embraced in our very first day of the One Home journey at the Catholic University of Zimbabwe, where she's a student president, and who's been a very core part of our team ever since. Of course, Rufin, Roger, and Ugeta, who you just met, who are our Home for Humanity team and family in Nakivale. So do turn on your videos if you can, and we are just together. And maybe we start going back to the spirit of today, of this winter solstice, of this day of human solidarity, of this day also of meditation, to meditate, to reflect on what it means to be an Earth family, to what it means to be connected through all of our diverse movements, organizations, initiatives, connected to each other because we know a world of infinite possibility, a world for the well-being of all, where every being on earth, human and non-human, who are much more numerous than us, can flourish. Anselm, dearest, you've joined the call, so we are eager to hear from you in this circle. This is really your pet area. So just let's take a moment to hold that in us. Let's take a moment to collect the 4,120 individuals we touched and were touched by, inspired by, who we took into our hearts, whose homes were our homes, and the 135,000 people in their communities who they have impacted, and the many, many more, the exponential number. And if we connect that with each of our communities, our movements, our organizations, just imagine how far that spreads across the globe. So holding that sense of our exponential power, let's open our mics, just put up your hand and jump in so we can hear you. We have even Isabel Jayar from our own village, from our own community. Thank you, dearest, for being with us. Perhaps we start with you, dear Anselm. We will be starting the next Africa season in September with Anselm, Father Anselm Adodo in Nigeria. So it's wonderful that we have you, so the Africas, Eastern, Southern, and Western can connect right here. And then Marina, our partner, we would love to hear from you as well.
So perhaps as we kind of interim culminate this beautiful call, not only the season that we experience together, may this be, and I know some of you need to drop out perhaps one by one as time goes on, but may this be a practice of an Earth dialogue between us as we are concluding and keeping the conversation going. The next season of the One Home journey, which connects us ever more, is beginning early this year in Sri Lanka on Asian ground, and then is moving from Sri Lanka to India, to Nepal, to Aotearoa, New Zealand, Australia, and then Japan. So we will be in close contact as the journey unfolds, and then in the way how our collective ecosystem is growing ever stronger. So the mics are open, perhaps to a connected Earth dialogue. Whoever is ready to come in, let's weave in these remaining time that we have in this outgoing time of the year, weave what we can weave to strengthen the mutual support, to strengthen the local manifestation and the planetary paradigm shift we want to see all together. So please raise your hands.
And let's just mention, you saw earlier on the call, I mentioned Jill and Rajaji Ekta Parishad, with whom we will be soon in India. We also have Priyamvada and the Bhagavatam Mela Vidyalia, with whom we will be in South India, as well as Rupak, who we met in Sina in Uganda, but he will be with us in Nepal in this forthcoming season. So you can really see the weaving. You see also Paco, and who will be hosting our Earth Week in Mexico, and who's being supported by Aleka, who will support the Earth Week in Mexico, but also our time in Chile. So this is really how we weave. And what we really want, of course, is that as we come together, Homes for Humanity, partner organizations, that we keep asking ourselves, how can this become really a way for accelerating whole systems change as we build up the ecosystems to the country level, to the bioregional, continental level, to bring about change. Zainab, we'll be seeing you as well, together with Father Anselm Adodo when we come to Nigeria. So please connect already with each other.
So I see the hands were already up. Father Anselm is ready to come in, and Paco Ayala from Mexico. That opens around, please.
Yes, we are very happy to all the work you made, and we are very inspired to receive you on March in Mexico City to create a Ubuntu world. Thank you so lot.
Thank you so much, Paco. We're looking much forward to that, and we inform you soon about the Earth Week, end of March in Mexico City. Anselm,
All right, thank you very much. I'm Anselm Adodo. I am fully immersed in my community here in a rural community in Nigeria. I heard Alexander introducing somebody fully dressed in greens not long ago, and I look at myself and I say, oh, I'm all greens too. I thought he was speaking about me. So I was just reading a passage. I'm a priest, I'm a monk, I'm a community development worker, I'm a farmer, I'm a healer, because here we have the largest natural medicine clinic, I would say, in West Africa. So I was reading a passage from the Bible, from the book of Job, for those of you who are Christians. And that passage just came to my mind again. It says, if you will learn more, speak to the animals, learn from the birds of the sky, speak to the earth, and it shall teach you everything. And for me, this, I see this every day lived out in my own life. And listening to you, it occurs to me that one of our duties is to redefine the word community and let the world know that the world is not only the dwelling of humankind, but also of every living creature, rooted in the tree, in the breeze, and in the sanctuary of the human being, the human heart. So I invite you, fellow travelers, to let us see community through fresh eyes. That community is not only the streets or the homes, not merely the bustling dance of daily life. It's a sacred convergence, which is what is happening now, a space for human connection and divine revelation. There, healing takes place, transformation takes place, and regeneration takes place. So it is where laughter and prayer mingle, where kindness grows roots, and where the whispers of love touch every corner of our existence. So I'm happy that next year we'll be able to bring you into our space where you also learn to embrace the diversity that is so peculiar to our human communities in love and togetherness. So in the last 1 year, I've been working with communities, our fellow African communities who are interested in changing the concept of fundraising or appealing for fund, to change the concept to an inward strive where we can actually tap into the inner resources and embrace the abundant prosperity that is already there in Africa and is huge, it's unbelievable. The human capital, intellectual capital, and the resources, so that we now become the giver and people come to us to tap from that resources. But this requires a change of consciousness, of approach, where we become the earth, the Africa that opens the hands to civilization, and people come and tap from this both materially, psychologically, and spiritually. So I'll be happy to work with you, our different communities, on how to make this possible. And that is what I have been doing, and it is working out, tapping into our inner resources. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to meeting you next year, to sharing an aspect of Africa that perhaps is not yet known to many, but is something to celebrate and to be proud about, to be happy about. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Anselm, brother, father, and soon our host in Nigeria. Just one thing I wanted to mention for all of us is what we'll be initiating. As you saw, we just ended up with the women-led Homes for Humanity. We are going to be activating the Women for the Earth space, which is the women-led organizations and movements, as well as the women on the ground who are transforming their challenges into opportunities for themselves, their communities, and the earth. And the next person to speak will be Aleka, who's another great woman leader from Chile. So I wanted to mention that. You notice, Isabel, many schools, different children's educational initiatives, which we are all going to be connecting so they can partner with each other. And one of our dreams is, Isabel, that your school in our valley can be partnering particularly with Rogers in the Nakivale refugee settlement, New Talent, but also with some of the others, so that that space gets activated and we can transform education from primary all the way to university. Jean, with your passion for transforming the economy, and Selm works on communitalism, about the economy of love and Sekem. So we are really bringing together all of the economic initiatives which are creating new economies, new enterprises for well-being, so we can be a very strong alliance across the world. Tuma, it's so good you managed to stay on, because you saw from beginning to end how much conscious food systems, traditional food systems. What we loved is from Zimbabwe, the Mukondomi school in this drought-affected area, all the way to Kenya, every school child from primary age is learning permaculture, traditional agriculture. In Matare, in the slums, they are reclaiming the rubbish dumps and making them organic agriculture and eating organic food. So this is going to be key, and we are, again, with your help, connecting all of them. So these are the ways we want to really bring about. And, in the Nakivale refugee camp, it was the women of Misericordia growing organic food, organic mushrooms, the mothers of our team who cooked for us, and we had a conscious meal together. The living cities, which will grow out of the ecosystemic homes for humanity that are coming about, Marina. But with that, just wanted to mention that's how we want to grow as an ecosystem, and with the young leaders, how we can model a new kind of politics, a new post-democracy, a philonomy instead of a politics, and based on love rather than a philocracy, an economy and a democracy based on love rather than on profit. So Aleka, sorry for that. I just hand over to you.
There's one link I would like to make about sharing about a power that we are collectively holding. We didn't speak so much about it, but Anselm, you brought it back, which is a power also of knowledge creation, bottom up, to build a new paradigm. And Anselm is leading also in bringing indigenous knowledge back into the international and planetary discourse. We just published together a book on African integral research. This is a very important part also, as we are building up on the One Home journey, what we are calling the One Home UnivEARThsity, where our collective knowledge that we harvest in each country, in every community that we co-harvest, is also shared as a gift from humanity to humanity as a collective commons. So this is a major task we are holding together. And Aleka, I know, working close with university, it's also one dear to your heart. Over to you.
Thank you, Rama and Alexander. I really want to thank you for this meeting that really touched my heart, and every person here for your work, what you're doing. So beautiful, so touching. And what came to my heart today is that we are all refugees. I was a refugee when I was a child, but we are all refugees because we have lost our connection with spirit, our connection with Mother Nature, our connection between us, and we are trying to heal that. So I want to recognize what Anselm said, and so many people said here about the importance of being anchored in spirit. And in this time of the year is so important to go back to our hearts and to really in a very humble state to see what we have to regenerate in ourselves. And I really feel that this meeting, Rama and Alexander, and it's not the action of what we're doing, but it's what is behind the action. And it's how our hearts can heal together. How can we heal together and come around the fire together again as a family and as one heart? And that's the most important that I feel here in Home for Humanity. We have talked about this, no? The fire. How can we in the fire in our hearts again together? And I really thank you for reminding me this and reminding us this is the important, this is the essence that what we have lost and we have to restore in ourselves. And it's very simple, and it's just coming back together, telling our stories, telling what matters to our hearts. And thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for this meeting. And I hope I see you personally, all of you, soon.
Thank you so much, Aleka. I see that Marina's hand is up, and there are many also voices that came in at a later stage, so keen to keep that conversation moving. Marina, originally from Russia, now living in Oxford.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. Thank you for the honor to be here and celebrating the finalizing of the first part of the One Home journey and celebrating of the winter solstice together. And not only winter, but solstice, because in the southern part of the world, it's summer. So anyway, celebrating this sacred time. And thank you, Aleka, for mentioning spirituality, because as partners for Home for Humanity project, I lead their research team, and we are mostly keen to develop and to research the soul of the cities and spirit of the places. So reconnecting with the urban development, not only through the objective parts, objective aspects of the development, but mostly in deepest connection and reconnection of inhabitants of the places with the soul and the spirit of the places where they live. So I kindly invite all of you, and I hope that we will be very actively participating and collaborating with Home for Humanity in this work in reconnecting and listening to the stories of people, how they perceive, how they feel the spiritual aspects of development of their places, how they feel the soul of the cities where they live. And I think that this through reconnecting to this sacred essence of the land where they live, where we all live, sacred connectedness to nature, we as humanity, we will find the ways to connect to each other as well, and to bring more kindness, more love, and more caring to human beings and non-human beings and all our wonderful, beautiful planet. So thank you for having me here and for giving me the microphone, and happy festive season, all of it, and happy new year. So I hope that this next 2025 will be very, very warm and filled with love for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marina. Also really for bringing in, and perhaps we can breathe it in for a moment, the spirit of people, but also the spirit of place. As you're working on living systems, living spaces, living systems around the world, that might be even a very interesting case for the Nakivale refugee system, ecosystem, to see what is happening of people who were deprived of their original spaces, and yet building spiritful spaces for themselves and their communities.
We have a very special moment here. Those of you who were with us in our Kenya call met Emmanuel from the Abasuba Peace Museum and community. But we now have Jack as well. You met the two lovely sisters, Sarah and Josephine from Uganda, the co-founders of the Kusubira Women Foundation. And here we have the founder and the co-coordinator, Jack Obonyo. So I wonder, Jack, it's the first time we've had you on our call. We are delighted you could join just before we end. It would be beautiful to see the two of you. It's so connected to what Marina said, it's really about these two brothers who connected to the spirit of their home, their island, the biggest island, the UNESCO Heritage Island, Mafangano, on the magical Lake Nyanza. So, and created, went back, Fataleni, to the indigenous wisdom of their people, which they are preserving. So maybe, Jack, we would love, if you can, to speak a moment about how your people, your indigenous elders, your whole philosophy is all about peace and reconciliation. Youssef, our great peace leader, would love to hear that, as would all of us on this call. And if, Jack, you cannot speak at this moment, then of course Emmanuel will do so, but we would just love to see you and hear you on this call. I think yes, Jack, any chance? Otherwise, you can go ahead, Emmanuel, and pick up right there in the spirit of what Marina shared.
Emmanuel, over to you.
How are you, Rama and Alexander, together with the team?
So good to see you. Greetings from Mfangano Island. Please share, Emmanuel.
Wire. In Mfangano Island, being the evening, we'll say Wire. Then you will say Wire Ino.
Bire Unu.
Wire Ino.
Wire Ino. Let's all say that together.
Yes. And thank you very much for having us. We are sorry we joined a bit late because of the time difference and also the power problems. So Jack will be able to speak to you, I know. And I just want to maybe talk about the Tabasuba Community Peace Museum as a community organization that also mostly works in preserving culture. So the museum, we mainly stand in to bring unity among our members, and also to preserve our cultural heritage. We can't do it when we are divided. So Jack will mostly talk about the organization inception and conceptualization, but I will just say, as the people of Suba, we are more concerned with peace, and as you have mentioned, Rama and Alexander, peace is something that has resonated among the Suba community, not just because of the name Abasuba Peace Museum, but if you go deep into the history of the Suban people, you will realize that there was a time they came to where they are because of conflict, because of war. And for that, we are very keen in matters that are touching peace. And as a community museum, we offer that platform. And the name of our island, Ivangano, literally means bringing people together. So that unity is right from the naming of the island, the peace treaties that have been signed within different clans that now live together, because Mfangano in itself, in our language, we say Okwivwangania, which means coming together and just making that pact. So people who are divided, but they are able to live in harmony, they're able to develop. And for that, we try and do this through cultural education, environmental conservation. We have dialogue, and then it goes deep now when it comes to our cultural responsibility. It is not just about the aspect of even the rock art. The rock art is more detailed. It is it talks about our spirituality. We try and connect the cosmology of the Suban people with the heart. And how does this later affect all of our lives? So we are happy and honored to be one of the Home of Humanities in Kenya and in Africa. And we've been able to have peace trees. We have peace trees even in the museum. And these peace trees are not just peace trees. There are areas that people have unity, like more of a unity park. If there is a problem, how do we how do we make sure that we bring people together? So such like occasions always happen under a tree called the Mwako in our society. And we have had these Omwako trees within the museum, planted within the museum to represent that aspect of just having a part of the community that people respected more. People wanted to come there for more than just social activity, but also for things that are touching into our existence as the Suban people. So we are in the process of doing more, reaching more, and also hoping that by meeting friends and also other organizations that deals with matters that touches the lives of their community, we are able to empower others, and others are also able to empower us by fostering a good relationship and also being a beacon of hope for most people within this community. So the museum serves as a powerful reminder that we have a shared responsibility to protect our humanity and the natural world. So thank you very much, Alexander, and I will try to reach out to Jack to at least maybe speak something, because Jack is in the mainland Suba and I'm in the highland Suba.
Beautiful to hear you, and it was such a